But why do you think people feel that way? Like, what is it about humanity? What is it about us that makes people look at other people and go, I don't trust you immediately because you have 2 licenses?
I think for them is one, it's something different, and two, it causes them to question themselves on whether now they have the need to now level up because someone else is trying to level up. And that's pretty big because if you're here, let's say you got your real estate license and it costs you to have your real estate license. It costs money, costs schooling, costs time, and it's not an easy profession. Not everyone could do it. No, a lot of people have real estate licenses here in Florida. And realistically, if 10% use them properly.
Kurz looking clean with his whole sales team. We ain't come to talk nonsense. It's all about the process and profits until we make $1 billion from deposits. He never slacked and teach him to take action. So far from whacking, never gave up his passion. Can't catch him lacking, dapper down on his fashion. He forever stacking, running up all the cash. Real estate mastermind. Check out his book, he gave us the blueprint. Really can't hate the grind. Put in the work, no making excuses. Quitting's a waste of time. You made it this far, don't make your life useless. Pull up and taste the wine. He got the flavor, mixing the juice.
All right, what's going on, everybody? David Adam Kurz here, bringing you another episode of the Freedom Achiever podcast. My name is Coach David Adam Kurz, founder of the Freedom Organization, coaching and consulting company. And I have created the Freedom Achiever podcast so that we can bring what I consider to be freedom achievers up to the table to share their life experiences, their work experience, so that you can either A, be entertained, or B, walk away with some value that's going to help you in your life or business. If you know anything about our company, about the Freedom Organization, our entire mission is to impact the lives of over 1 million people in a positive fashion. And we know that we're going to do that today because I brought my guest, a good friend, Mark Ramirez, is a real estate agent and mortgage lender in South Florida, right here in Miami, with First Financial as a lender and with Lifestyle Real Estate, which is a great company down here in South Florida. Good friend of mine, George, owns it. And so, dude, you're like, by the way, you're agent number 50 something at that company, right?
51.
51. So agent
Yes,
51 at Lifestyle Real Estate, which by the way is now a multi-state company with a few thousand agents. I think it's 2,500 or more. So hey, Mark, thanks for doing the show with me. Huge. I appreciate you, man.
Anytime. Thank you very much for the invite. I really appreciate it.
Huge, man. So you said something to me before the show. First of all, you've been in the industry since 2016.
Yeah.
In lending since 2017. You started doing both hardcore kind of 2018 full-time all the time, right?
Yes,
and you
sir.
said something really interesting. You said, I wanted to do both because I wanted to help more people, but I was criticized for it. Talk to me about
that. Well,
yeah, because by the way, I have like a long conversation about this. So I'm like, trust me,
okay.
we're gonna be
I'm an open book. Trust me, I went through it, so I'm an open book. So basically, the minute that I got my mortgage license, the first thing I kept hearing was, oh, well, a jack of all trades is a master of none. Like all the regular mumbo jumbo that you hear people trying to, instead of them trying to uplift you and be like, hey, congratulations, you're trying to do more with your life. No, immediately they wanted to go ahead and bring me down and be like, oh, well, you know what? You're never going to master any of them, So, baby, if you want to do it, go ahead and do it. But like no agent's going to want to work with you. And I'm like, wow. Well, I guess challenge accepted, it is what it is. So I started doing both. And at first I started with just my clients, and then listing agents actually started realizing, hey, this is pretty cool to work with someone that actually has the mentality of a real estate agent, but as a mortgage broker, that most mortgage brokers have the 9-to-5 mentality and the weekends off. Realtors don't have that mentality. So when you mix both real estate and mortgage, you're here thinking, okay, I don't have a 9-to-5. I have a when I open my eyes and when I go back to sleep, and the listing agents started catching on to that. They started liking it. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm having listing agents that I've already closed with give me a call. They're like, hey, Mark, remember I did that closing with you a couple months ago? I'm on the buyer side now, and I don't have a lender. You want to help me out? And hey, there you go. From there, stuff started flowing. I started doing transactions for other realtors. And now it's funny. Now it's like a good amount of real estate agents now have both licenses. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm not the first one that did it, but hey, I got to take some credit because at first it wasn't many. And little by little, you see more and more and more people have both real estate and mortgage.
I think, Mark, when you come from a place of contribution, and I say this because what you said to me was, I did this because, X lender wasn't fantastic that I was working with, and I wanted to be fantastic. I wanted to be amazing. I wanted to help more people. And I think when you do this from a place of contribution, it's a game changer, because you could do it from a place of greed, which is what naysayers would say, right? They would look at you and they go, oh, come on, you're trying to get the lending and you're trying to get the real estate. Bro, I was doing the same thing. My wife was a lender. I was the realtor. We were doing both sides of the deal, okay? Like, we were taking it from top to bottom, and I'm partnered in my title company. So, hello, you know what I mean? But, like, why do you think people are like that? Man, this is a deep subject, because I'm a coach. I'm a business coach. I coach real estate agents, mortgage lenders, title sales reps, transaction coordinators, new construction sales teams. Like, those are my clients. And in the beginning, when I started doing this, I was told, if you're still selling real estate, no one's going to hire you as a coach. They're not going to trust you with their company, with their salespeople, right? And I was like, well, I guess that would kind of depend on my ability to be a proper human being and have ethical value and not steal anybody's people, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Hey, I know you said this is like a open tell-all, but when someone's a piece of shit, they're going to be a piece of shit whether or not they sell real estate or not.
Right.
Even if that's the only thing they do, if they're a piece of shit, they're a piece of shit. You're
right.
They're gonna find a way
to by the way, what a great point, because if you're garbage, you're garbage. And so the human being that you had a bad experience with as a real estate agent is the same person that you would have a bad experience with if they were a real estate agent, a lender, a title company, and a fucking insurance broker, right? Like, it's the same experience. It's just the same. It's the same person, different experience. That's what I mean to say, right?
Exactly.
And so it's. You're right, dude. You're right. If you're garbage, you're garbage. If you're shit, you're shit. Yeah. But why do you think people are like that? Like, so. And here's the crazy part: the people that are telling you that you'll never get business from X because you do Z, they're not necessarily garbage. They're not pieces of shit. These are people who are actually trying to look out for you. And it's funny because they say it in a way that's like very negative connotation to it. But why do you think people feel that way? Like, what is it about humanity? What is it about us that makes people look at other people and go, I don't trust you immediately because you have 2 licenses?
I think for them is, one, it's something different. And 2, it causes them to question themselves on whether now they have the need to now level up because someone else is trying to level up. And that's pretty big, because if you're here, let's say you got your real estate license and, it costs you to have your real estate license. It costs money, costs schooling, costs time. And it's not an easy profession. Not everyone could do it. No, a lot of people have real estate licenses here in Florida. And realistically, if 10% use them properly, it's probably a big number. So now you're coming in front of somebody that's trying to pitch you the idea of, hey, and I didn't just go and be like, hey, you know what? I could do your mortgages and that's it. No, a lot of times I'd go to someone that just got their license and I'll be like, hey, I know how to do your job. I can help you do it. I'm not going to charge you anything to do it. I'll mentor you throughout the process. And in the meantime, if you want to shoot a loan over my way, I could get it done for you. So right now, not only do you have a referral partner that you could go ahead and refer business to, but someone that knows how to do your job, but you can't see it as a competition. You're seeing it as, hey, instead of me going and, paying someone to teach me how to do this, let me take advantage of this person that is going to go ahead and not only get my client qualified, but assist me in the transaction, because there's a chance they might know how to do a contract. But I've seen it plenty of times where I get a contract sent my way, I'm inputting it on the Encompass, and I'm realizing some stuff that's wrong with the contract. And I'm like, I go back and tell them, hey, look, I don't mean to step on anyone's shoes, but why did you put $35,000 in escrow, which is supposed to be the down payment? And it turns out they put the down payment on the wrong line. And I'm like, that could cost your client a lot in the future. It's just stuff you have to be aware of, stuff that a seasoned realtor right off the bat is going to know about. So that type of value that I tried to give to some of the other realtors, it helped out a lot. And going back to the question, I know I kind of veered off on a different course.
No, you're on point. You're 100% on point.
Oh, okay, cool. But going back to the question, why do you think some people? It's because at that point, it's like when they hear, okay, well, I got all this stuff, and now there's this guy here doing both real estate and mortgage. Immediately, they're not seeing it at a standpoint that this person wants to give the best possible service alive. No, they see it as a standpoint of now, now, am I going to have to do that too? Am I going to have to go through a mortgage course too? Instead of embracing it, let me knock it down.
But Mark, do you think that it's that they believe that they're going to have to match your effort? Or do you believe that they feel like scarcity and fear that you might steal their client because blah, 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 right? Like,
I think it's a mixture of both, to be honest.
I think it could be. Like, I know for me as a coach, and speaking to independent brokerage owners and being a coach, and then also being a part of a nationally recognized real estate brand, I've had the situation where people go, hold on a second. Like, are you going to recruit my people? And I go, you can talk to any of my clients and they'll tell you right away, if I am your coach, I am not a recruiter. Right. And I'm not here to steal your people. And there's this sense of scarcity. And then there's the other side that goes, well, amazing. You're a coach that actually is in the business, unlike so many other coaches.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is what they should be.
Yeah. So they want you because they know that you're a top producing real estate agent and team, along with being a coach. And they feel like you're going to have some sense of understanding. And that's when I look at you, Mark, that's what I see. I see somebody who is a lender, but understands my position as a realtor.
Exactly. I know exactly what you're going through. I know the deadlines, how important these deadlines are. I'm not just brushing them off like, oh yeah, don't worry, I'll get you the loan commitment. No, it's very important to have the loan commitment in by a certain time. Yeah.
But even forget about deadlines, Mark. What about just the sentiment of being a realtor? The struggle of being a realtor, the struggle of meeting that commission, the struggle of, this deal, it just absolutely needs to go perfect and everybody needs to be on the same page. The struggle of not having control of every piece because there's title and there's mortgage and there's inspection and there's appraisal and there's, and the struggles of not being able to prove your numbers to the lender. All these struggles are fears that real estate agents have. And because real estate agents are not operating, most real estate agents don't have enough closings to be able to say, well, this okay if this deal falls apart because I have 10 more going on. Most real estate agents are in the position where they go, if this deal falls apart, I can't pay my mortgage.
Exactly. I've
right.
seen that a lot.
And so to have somebody on their side that can dissect things ethically, legally, and will spend the time to understand their position, I think that's the deeper thought process behind it. I think that's the deeper cognizance, if you will, behind the dual position.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'm with you 100% on that one, David.
Awesome, man. So, all right. So let's get past the criticize piece.
There you go.
So you mentioned something now when I coach, I oftentimes coach that you must be available, but you can't be controlled.
Exactly.
And there's something that you said to me, and you were like, I work from the moment I open my eyes to the moment that I close my eyes. I'm available from the moment I open my eyes to the moment that I close my eyes. And when I coach my clients, I usually coach them into helping their clients understand time, effort, etc. Right? Like, you know, if you're a lender and somebody reaches out to you on Saturday afternoon about something about your mortgage, I mean, yeah, you can answer some questions, but there's nothing that's really going to happen company wide until Monday, right?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, lending is banking. Banks are closed, weekends and federal holidays. Like, you know, it is what it is. And the fact that you can answer some questions is huge. It's a huge value. But when do you shut off? When do you take a moment to say, all right, like, I need a recharge, or I need to shut off for a minute, or I need people to understand that I'm not going to pick up my phone past X time? Like, what does that look like for you? Or do you not have a fucking limit and you're just like, you're all in? Because that's okay too, right? Because everybody has a different level of acceptance, you know?
No, of course. I mean, what I meant by that is that I try to make myself as available through a wider spectrum to my clients. And most of the time, I'm known for either picking up my phone, or if I don't pick up my phone, you're going to get a text almost immediately or a call back within 15 to 20 minutes. You know, whenever I decide to go ahead and do something, a lot of times I let whoever I'm working with know, hey, I'm going to be, this Saturday, I have something planned out. I'm going to be away most of the day. You can still contact me, but if I don't pick up and I don't message back, it's nothing personal. I'll probably get back to you the next day or on Monday or something like that. You know, so I do.
That's a win,
I do.
though. But that's a win, right? That's a win
Yeah.
because it's communication.
Oh, absolutely. And I try to be as communicative. The good thing about doing both the mortgage and the real estate is that I could pick and choose a lot of the people that I want to work with. You know, a lot of times, like when I first started, I would get this one deal, and it might not have been the most beneficial of deals, but I would take it anyway because I didn't have anything else, you know? And I try to milk everything I can out of that deal, like give it all the time in the world because I didn't want to lose it. It's like, hey, this is a possibility. But as you get more and more into this business, you start realizing you can't help everybody. You know, someone comes in with a 579 credit score. They're really close to being FHA compatible. But you have to really take a look at that credit. You have to really take a look at those tax returns. If the tax returns are not there, the credit has God knows how many collections, God knows how many lates. This isn't someone that you can't help, but this is someone that's going to cost you a lot more time, a lot more effort to go ahead and help this person. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to go ahead and turn them down, but I'm not going to be like how I was back in 2017 or 2018, that I'll be like, okay, full-fledged, let's go ahead, let's attack this. No, I'll let them know from the beginning, hey, look, right now at the moment, you're not ready, but I'm going to show you. Please come to my office, or we could do a Zoom or a FaceTime or something. I'm going to show you what you need to do to eventually be prepared. But
So you're helping them out anyway, dude.
Yeah.
You're helping them out anyway.
Yeah. You giving them help, and you know what? A lot of times those clients end up coming back 6 months, a year later, and I do keep contact with them, and just to make sure that you know what I told them to do, they're doing. Because I don't repair credits, but I know what you need to do to get your credit score up. You know, so people think that some people are like married to that golden rule of the 30%, 30%, 30%. I know some of my credit repair people have told me it's not even that number. The magic number is actually 9%. You get your credit score to 9% usage, immediately your credit score bumps up, you know?
Yeah.
And so there's like little tips that I know how to give that I start giving so they could go ahead and start repairing their credit, or when they're doing their taxes. You know, taxes is such an important time frame when you want to buy a property, especially when you're a business owner. If you're a business owner, there's a lot of deductions that us as mortgage brokers could give back to the client as income. You know, so it's less money that they got to pay to the IRS and more money I could use as income, which now it's more money that they have available to them for a down payment for closing costs. And it goes back to like, yeah, I'm not a coach, but I have to coach these clients on how to do it properly. So eventually they could be, if they're not ready right now, they could eventually be ready in the future.
Right. That's interesting because I'm 100% sure that there are a lot of people that would walk away from clients that are not ready. Unfortunately, you don't qualify. Thank you very much for reaching out. Have a nice day. Right? Like, and that's where it ends. And that's the majority of banks, by the way. So, like, for all you folks listening right now, if you're a buyer and you're thinking about going to, you know, Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, you know, whatever, I might get canceled for mentioning names, but you know, if you plan on going to some of these big banks, none of them are going to sit down with you and say, hey, listen, you know, you don't qualify today, but this is what we can do. You know what I mean? To get you qualified in 6 months from now. You know, when I coach my clients, I coach them into becoming consultants for their clients versus a lender or a realtor. You know what I mean? Like, become a consultant and become a conduit to everything that has to do with purchasing a home or owning a home. And what I mean by that is exactly what you do. Help them understand the process and then help guide them through the process. Almost hold them accountable for doing the work necessary to purchase that home. Here's the crazy part. In the process of the 6 months or 8 months, if you do this the right way, they will refer you 2 to 3 people during the process. While they're fixing their credit, they're going to refer you 2 or 3 people that are ready to go right now. And then when they fix their credit and you help them actually buy a house, something they've been working on for months, something that's like a big dream for them to have accomplished, you're a hero. You're a hero. And as long as you maintain a relationship with that person, they will forever appreciate you, be grateful for you, love you, send you business, refer you clients, and use you again.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I felt that. I felt that a number of times, thankfully. Like families that didn't think that they were just renting, and they didn't feel that they were ever gonna be able to buy. They're like, no, it's like, how am I gonna be able to afford that? I'm gonna have to get a second, third, or fourth job. And you just take your time and look at their financials, look at what they could be doing different. And that's why when the new construction started happening in like down south and Homestead and stuff, at first people used to think, hey, you know what, I can't live in Homestead. That's like living in Key West, which is completely not true. There's still another 2.5 hours to 3 hours to get there. Yeah. I mean, I was getting to the point that I had a good friend of mine work for D.R. Horton, and there was this right after the pandemic that I noticed that, all right, they're paying all your closing costs, you know. So every single time I'd get a new client, I'll be like, okay, all right, let's take a look at your situation. Okay, so I see you have enough for a down payment, but you don't have enough for a closing cost. How about we do this? And I'd always say Homestead, and they go crazy. They're like, oh, what do you mean? Oh, no, I can't go all the way down there. Oh, that's too far. Oh, my gas, this. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'll take a day and I'll start showing them some stuff and be like, this is what it's going to cost. This is going to be the down payment. This is going to be the closing costs. Around that time, it wasn't that you had much sellers paying their closing costs because there was a high market. So be like, oh, well, this is expensive and I got to do work to it. And I don't know if I could do this. Right there, I'd see that as okay, well, we're already, like, let's say on exit 10 or 9. You know, why don't you come follow me here and let's go. I'd go down south. And at first, they're like, oh, this is a little bit of a drive. But when they got there, they saw this new construction and everything. My friend would already have everything ready for me. And we just go ahead and show. And when they'd see, hey, for $15,000, I could be a homeowner. They're going to pay all my closing costs. Is brand new, you know, and hey, that's someone that if you were too scared, if I would have immediately just been scared off by the, oh my God, I told him that it's so far away, I wouldn't have been able to get them anything because they didn't have the money to buy something used because of the closing costs and everything. In this case, you know, they didn't have to go out and take out a government-backed, you know, that thing that they were offering for a little bit, not the Hometown Heroes, the other thing, the 7,500, and then you're like tied into the property for 10 years and stuff like that. No, you didn't have to do that. Why? Because the builder themselves paid the closing costs. And right there, you know how many people I sold those new constructions to? A lot, because one person will tell this person, be like, hey, I bought with 13 grand. I bought with 11 grand. I bought with 15 grand. You know, all because, you know what? I didn't let that one negative, oh, it's all the way down in Homestead get to me. Because if I would have let that get to me from the beginning and I would have been like, nah, well, let me not sell over there. No one wants to live there. Then I wouldn't have had the 20 plus closings that I had in that area. And notice that was just me doing real estate. I could have easily done the mortgage and real estate, getting something used, but it was more beneficial to my clients to go ahead and give them the option of just the real estate and have them take care of everything there. Which funny, the D.R. Horton guys, the minute that they found out that I was a lender also, they're like, oh, you're a lender too? Oh, you can help me get this deal closed then. Yeah, I need this, and that from them. And I'm like, don't worry, I got you. We're getting this to the closing table.
You should have told them, well, make me your preferred lender, and then we'll make that happen.
You know how many times I've tried? I've tried that so many times. Yeah.
I bet. It's, you know, it's refreshing. I know it sounds crazy to a lot of people that might be listening right now, but it's refreshing to speak to people who have the client in mind first. Because there is so much greed and there's so much nonsense and there's so many people in this world that want to take advantage of people. And I find it disgusting. And I'm quick to call people out. If I got somebody on my show that is full of shit, I will tell them they're full of shit. And if they deserve praise, I'm going to give them praise. So I'm going to praise you, Mark, for having the client in mind first, because you could, like you said, there are plenty of times that you could sell something of lesser quality so that you can get the real estate commission and the mortgage commission. Yet you will risk it and take them to a new development who will not allow you to do the loan, because in order for them to give all the credits they give, we have to use their loan and their title company, right? And that being said, you lose out on the opportunity to earn a mortgage commission. And sometimes in the hot markets, those new developments are not even paying full commission to buyer's agents. You know, I remember, and it just depends on the market, right? Like sometimes when it's a shit market, they give you all the commission they could give you. Oh, yeah. But when it's a hot market, they don't want to pay you, you know? And so it's like 1%, 2% sometimes. And we're used to earning 1%
days.
Yeah. Or a new dev, you know, new development, 6, 10% sometimes. And when it's a hot market, it's 1%, 2%, you know? So you're risking a lot of income for the satisfaction of your client. And I think that's, you know, it's remarkable. It's a great quality to have, because a lot of people are going to skip out on that, you know? And for those of you that skip out on it, dog, I'm not clowning you. You do what you got to do. I just know that Mark's going to have a longer lasting business than you do. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's great stuff, man. Mark, you know, how long you been in Miami?
My whole life.
Your whole life. So you're born and raised in Miami. So How do you
Born and
feel
raised in
about
the county of Dade.
Yeah. So how do you feel about all the influx of activity that's happening in Miami? All the new restaurants, all the newfound people, all the New Yorkers, all the Northeasters. Like, how do you feel
You
about
know
the
what?
influx that's happening in South Florida right now?
Aside
Due
from
to
aside from the extra traffic, I actually welcome it. I welcome it. One, because most of the people that are coming here from New York, from other countries and stuff like that, and at least most of the ones that I've met are actually really good, like-minded people. Like these are people that have built. Like I know a lot of people that have come from Venezuela that have actually been successful over there, and the fact that
they
they've been
built business,
successful,
they built
they
they
now
built
want to.
substance.
Yeah, exactly. They want to now come here and not come here and just drain our resources. No, they want to come here and build something down here also. They want to come here, build something down here, and at the end of the day, those people end up becoming buyers. Those people
Yeah,
end up bringing more people that if they know that there's someone that could go ahead and help them out here, they're open to it. They're not here trying to come and immediately get on Plan Ocho or Section 8 or any of that stuff. No, they're coming and they're doing their thing. The
yeah,
people that came from New York, hey, it's overpopulating Miami. It's making Miami in real estate be a little bit higher. But at the end of the day, hey, New York's always been a place that's been known for having a lot of people that know their stuff. They're smart. They make good money. Yep, they make good money, and it is a wise move. Hey, if I could work remotely and use the amount of money that I'm making here and bring it to another place that pretty practically the whole entire year is practically summer. It's right there by the beach, has great people and stuff. Why not do it? Why
why
not do
not?
it? Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. I'm born and raised New Yorker, but I moved here when I was in high school and I left to the Marine Corps right away. So, and after 9 years in the Marine Corps, I came back to Miami and Miami's an interesting place, but it's grown a lot in the time that I've known it. You know what I mean? And I love that everybody wants to be here. I think it's become a mecca for a lot of people. I think it's become an international city. It's always been an international city, but it's different now. We have different flavor restaurants. We have different people. We have different cultures. We got different towns. I'm waiting for a Chinatown to happen. Like we need a Chinatown in Miami.
We do
You
need
know,
to.
we do need a Chinatown. We need a Chinatown. And
But hey, that's not knocking some of the Chinese food we got here. We got some pretty good Chinese food here.
it's
Bro.
not. But the Chinese food in New York completely different, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
You tried the Peruvian Chinese food? I mean, I'm not Peruvian, but
No,
I
man, I
got
can't
these
do it.
places.
Like I get the fusion, it's sexy, it's cool, it's very Miami, but look, I go to New York to visit, it's a bagel, it's a hot dog, it's pizza and Chinese food. Like that's what you gotta eat while you're there, If I'm
Yeah.
there for a day and a half, I try to fit all of that in. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But
Well, anyone here that's visiting for a day and a half has a lot to fill in here because we literally got
they
everything.
do, and we have so many options now that we didn't have before, and I think that's incredible. We have international restaurants opening up here. We've got restaurants from the Northeast coming down here. We've got business from the Northeast coming down here. We've got business from other countries wanting to place their flags up here. I think it's an incredible thing. I welcome it. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I wanted to ask you because I run into a lot of Miami folks who are born and raised Miami, and they're like, "Yeah, no, I'm not like." I don't like it, like, because they're feeling it on the road. They're feeling it in the traffic.
Yeah.
They're feeling it in the attitude, where I think 10 years ago, we were still kind of Caribbean down here, where things ran a little bit slower, and people could talk to each other in a certain way. And now things are a lot quicker, and I think what a lot of people are hoping is that the New Yorkers will come here and adapt to us rather than bring what they have here.
Yeah.
Right, because nobody wants to be a mini New York. Nobody. Like,
Yeah.
You know, I love this. I love the city I was born in. I just think they're full of shit right now, you know? So, you know, but that's a whole nother government conversation that we can't have right now. So
I get you. I get you. No worries.
yeah,
No worries.
man.
But I know several people. I'm not gonna name drop anybody or anything like that. But I know several people that like all they do is complain about these New Yorkers coming in and these fucking other people coming in and all the traffic, and now you can't buy anything because anything is too expensive. And that goes back to our earlier conversation. They're scared to level up.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like
Yeah, it's funny.
someone that like 8 years ago used to be able to live off of 50K here in Miami and would be able to pay their stuff and everything. That doesn't exist anymore. You can't do that. So you can't be like, oh, you know what? It's because of these people that it's changed. No, you have to evolve every single year. You got to try to level up somehow.
By the way, they're figuring out how to make money here. You could figure out how to make money.
Exactly.
Here. You know,
exactly.
if this is your backyard, you shouldn't be falling behind. That's for damn sure.
Exactly.
You know, I heard some today. There was a conversation happening where somebody was complaining on how expensive things are and how they're supposed to step up to the plate. And the person that they were speaking to responded to them by saying, "Make more money."
Exactly. Exactly. That's
and I was like, and I was standing off to the side, and I was like, "Yes."
I was speaking to a tax preparer today, and that person was frustrated because of the amount of people that are going in there, and they have left no money to the IRS, but somehow want a refund. You know, somehow they want a refund. They've left no money to the IRS, and they're like, "Oh, but I got 2 or 3 kids." Be like, "Well, did the government impregnate you? They need to give you money because you have kids?" No, it's not the case. You chose to get pregnant, so now you choose to feed your damn kids. You know, and you know what? They need some money.
Did Uncle Sam come visit you in the middle of the night? What's going on
exactly.
here?
Exactly. You know, and one of the things that she said that like it just mind boggled me because it's absolutely true. And I'm like, if you go do your taxes and you actually get a big refund, that's a problem. That's a problem because that means you're broke.
Yeah.
If the government's actually going to give you some money, a big refund, that especially a refund that you don't deserve, you are broke. No, you shouldn't. Your goal shouldn't be to go do your taxes and then go get a big refund and get a Brazilian butt lift or something like that. That shouldn't be the goal. You know, does it look nice? Do people in Miami appreciate it? Yes, we do. But that's not the goal. The goal should
especially
be
at the gym when you're doing squats with 10 pounds. We appreciate you.
Very true. Very true. Hey, but the goal should be, hey, I made so much money that now I have to worry about how much I got to pay the IRS. You know, that should be the goal. Not how much money am I going to get back because I need this to survive, you know?
Yeah. Which is funny because that's what most people do here, right?
Exactly.
They get the Brazilian butt lift or a tattoo or, you know, breast augmentation. Welcome to Miami, dude. This is what we do.
Exactly.
This is what we do. By the way, we're not the only ones. You know, California doesn't stay too far behind. You know, Texas, I've been traveling a lot there. They don't stay too far behind. You know, so we're not the only ones, man. We just see what we see in front of us.
Exactly.
All right, brother. Hey, listen, thank you for doing the show with me. It's been a real pleasure talking to you, and it's been an honor to listen to you speak about how important your clients are to you and how you're managing the two businesses together. So I appreciate you very much.
No, I appreciate you having me here, bro. Yeah.
All right, man. Awesome, guys.
Actually, like I know we've ran across each other throughout the years and stuff like that. You know, we've had some conversations. Remember the time I spoke to you about, like, you know, that the book that you have, great book. It's one of the things that helped me launch my career. So I do appreciate you a lot, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I don't know if you saw, but I just launched this one. It was #1 on Amazon for a little while. So
really?
I just came out. Yeah, fresh book came out in November. It's called The Truth About Failure.
I gotta check it out, brother.
Yeah, you got to check it out. This one right here. Look, guys, I'll tell you right now, if you're listening right now, The Truth About Failure is my heart and my soul. My blood, sweat, and tears went into this. It took me almost 4 years to write this book the way I wanted it to be. And I feel super blessed. I get messages all the time from people, hey man, I just read your book, super impressive or super motivational, or hey, I just changed something in my whole life, or you helped me fix my marriage. Like, that's some crazy shit, and it's the power behind the pen. Being able to author something like that is pretty incredible. So I feel super blessed to be able to do that. Like I said in the beginning, my whole mission in life is to change the lives of over 1 million people. And I want to do it in a very positive fashion. And I want to do it not only in their businesses, but in their homes too, because I feel like if you are able to adapt and understand business at a high level, then you'll make more money. If you're able to make more money, if you can transfer the knowledge and the income that you have to your home, then you could invest more money into your family, and you can invest the knowledge that you have, what took you to grow your business, relationships, understanding, listening, sales tactics, conversion tactics, all of that stuff works at home too. And so you just have better relationships with your spouse, with your kids, and everything else. And that's my whole mission. That literally is my life's mission. My goal is to make that happen for over 1 million people. So, I appreciate what you just told me. That means a lot to me. And, I pray that people pick up more knowledge from what we're doing here right now,
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm with you 100% on that one.
Well, thank you for being on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're still listening to this right now, it means that you've actually enjoyed the show. If you've actually enjoyed the show, I'm going to go ahead and need you to subscribe. I'm going to need you to go ahead, like, comment, and share the show, and make sure that everybody gets to know who Mark is. I appreciate you guys for listening. Please make sure you tune into the next one.
Thank you very much, brother.